Whoa!
Right, drop off.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
Every day starts off by pounding a litre of water because hydration is important, as they say. I don't know why I'm showing you this as if you can't use a tap. Good morning, people. How are we doing? So, another YouTube video for you guys where we're going to be running through how to enjoy eating on holiday without just turning into a complete and utter mess of a human being and obliterating your physique, because that's obviously not what we want. And you'll notice this isn't like everyone else's. If like, oh, you should be super on track. Like, do what you enjoy. If you don't enjoy eating some food on holiday and gain a tiny bit of weight, then you probably haven't done what you should have and got what you should have out of eating while you're away, okay? But equally, if it takes you a month to lose all the weight that you've regained or gained, then maybe we went a little bit too far. So we're going to be running through how we can manage that and sort of the strategies and heuristics I use to help. Big word, let's. Now we are on to meal 1 out of 4 for the day, which is very similar to what I would usually have, just not weighing the butter and the jam, because I'm away, it's still a fairly similar amount and it's not the end of the world. So yogurt goes in, as you will have seen in the full day of eating a while back. We have then got the drugs box, aka the whey protein. Does anyone else remember when you get your first bit of whey and your parents would be like, oh my god, you can't be taking this, this is really dangerous, this is basically steroids? Yeah, that's just not the case, as we know. The blender is absurdly overfilled because it's even smaller than me. We need to make sure the water's hot to partially melt the berries. Now my mum is getting some nuts out, and for some reason she's decided to put them in a puddle and then put them back in a packet because she couldn't find any cashews. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Now it does finally blend and just about work out, so it's time for me to make toast. Unfortunately, don't want the mouldy bread, that is not very nice. Now I've gotten some abuse recently for my jam spreading skills, so give me a review of this one down in the comments. We're going to tactically use the time to start making my coffee whilst the toast is going on. AeroPress as usual, by far the best way to make the coffee. We're going to give that bad boy a stir and plunge it down so it's ready to go, spreading this out. And in my opinion, this is the perfect distribution because I take massive bites, so there's jam and butter in every bite, and who doesn't like jam and butter? PS, if you don't get raspberry, then what are you doing with your life? We wet the filter so it doesn't taste like paper before we put it on, flip it over, and the coffee is basically ready to go. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a very good mug for a while. Here it is, the coffee is ready, boys. So, meal 1 in the garden. What have we got? Hopefully I haven't got jam on my jumper. No, I haven't. Success number 1 right there. So we've got a coffee, that is for while I'm doing check-ins. We've got 2 slices of jam and butter on toast because it's nice. Fuck you, Eddie Abu, white bread is fine. And then we've got the usual smoothie in the portable blender here, which is okay. It's a bit too small for my needs, which is not ideal. There's a joke in there somewhere. So we've got some blueberries, some cherries, some yogurt, some protein powder, and some salt in that bad boy, because who doesn't like salt? There's salt in the coffee as well, and so many people on the last video were attacking me for that, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. So I'm gonna eat this, post a couple of reels, because this is the time that I post stuff in the morning. I don't know what's going on over here with my hand. So I'm going to do that, I'm going to get started on work, and then our plan of action is to head to Southwold Lighthouse, because we've only done that maybe 5 times before, but we come here every year, we do the same things every year, and it's still a really nice holiday, which is always ideal. So we're going to go to Southwold Lighthouse, and then we're going to go to Lowestoft to see some, oh, we're getting pizza after the lighthouse. Pizza is always ideal, and it's from the Black Dog. Hopefully it's not shitty. If you get that reference, I love you. I'm a Swiftie. Let's go. So yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to go to Lowestoft to see some big statues that were on the news. I think it's got something to do with the anniversary of D-Day, and hopefully they're still in Lowestoft, because knowing the area, they might have been stolen. So let's get into the day before my toast gets cold like it already isn't. Breakfast is done. It's time for check-ins with the team. Everyone's getting feedback before I go out for the day. It absolutely baffles me that there is coaches out there that will take days to give people feedback. I just don't understand how they can do it. So everyone's checked in by 10 a.m. and then I have got their feedback to them as soon as possible, as you will see on the screen here. Just a little update on where my client Matthew is at now. He is 2 months into coaching and we have seen some wacky progress thus far. He's way bigger, way leaner, and we are on a very, very good track. So if you fancy yourself some of that, then just drop me a message and I will run you through exactly how the coaching process is working. But these front shots are crazy. He literally opened those and was like, oh my god, I can't believe that's me. Now I'm actually a fake because these clips were taken from a different day, but that is the best croissant I've ever had in my life. Melted cheese, jam and some fig chutney, which was really, really good. I've now got Harry Potter's bike from the 1950s, going for a bike ride, and we are grabbing some ice cream. Mint chocolate was on the menu today because it's simply the best one around. Okay, if you don't like mint chocolate, there is something wrong with you, because look at that bad boy, it was insane. Another day we also went down to the beach. This was a meal I was having along the way because, as I said, my meals were fairly similar across the holiday. I'm just showing you guys a lot of the nice stuff, but every day I had some form of chicken and rice, some form of smoothie. We saw some statues. Here's my family's best impression of my bodybuilding poses. They were looking for all of the people that give a fuck if you're a carnivore and eat your butter and testicles off a wooden chopping board. So you've seen a little bit of the day thus far. Now we are just going to go through some strategies to help you not to be a dick while you're on holiday or while you're having your regular meals out throughout the week, sort of thing. So you can still stay on track, but also enjoy some nice food here or there, and some guidance for that without saying, yeah mate, you got to track your calories, you have to track everything, because I understand that you're probably not going to want to do that while you're on holiday, and that's okay. I haven't tracked anything over the last couple of days while I've been here, but I've still eaten reasonably well because I've built up years and years and years of understanding what's in my food and what to do about it. Okay, but if you are going to be eating out, okay, understand that the chef's job is not to make it fit your calorie target or not to make it a reasonable amount of calories. Their job is to make it as tasty as possible so you come back and you buy more food. Now, when they do that, it's probably going to be more food than you think it is, which is why making sure that you're chewing everything properly and eating well rather than just shoveling in as much as possible and then just forcing food down, essentially, to try and get full of something that's way more calorie dense than you're used to. It's going to mean that you're probably going to go way, way over type thing, especially if you're drinking as well, and we'll get onto that in a little bit. Because if you're drinking, it's going to mean that your inhibitions are a bit lower. That signal in your brain that goes, yeah, Luke, you've probably overdone it a little bit now, mate. Why don't we sort of pull back a little bit, or maybe you don't need that as well. That's something to consider. You've also got calorie banking as another option. Again, not something I would use on just sort of normal, I'm in off season or I'm not in a serious fat loss phase type of thing to do on holiday. But if you are, say, trying to get really, really lean, it might be something you want to look to do, bank for later in the day. But you've also got to bear in mind, if you're going out for a meal in the evening, and you can apply this to your regular week as well, if you're going out for a meal in the evening, then you're going more time without food during the day or with less food. And if that just makes you hungry in the evening, so you go and eat more and more calories, don't calorie bank, okay? It doesn't work for everyone. Some people, it's easy, it gives them a bit more room and they still don't go crazy in the evening. But other people, it would be better to have all of their normal meals across the course of the day, and then they actually eat like 500 less calories overall, to put a number on it type thing. You just also want to like practice, especially if you're going to be drinking, just practice saying no. Like, no, I don't want another drink, I'm okay actually. But the biggest thing is, because when you practice saying no, it's easier to then do that and not get into the habit of saying yes, 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 and it snowballs type thing. But the biggest thing is, like, don't be a dick. And the things that I would recommend on that front, in order to help with that and just not absolutely eat your face off, is listen to your hunger, assess how full you are halfway through, look at the plate size of the meal versus you. Someone like me who's 78 kilos versus my girlfriend who's 50 need a different amount of food type thing. So just bear that in mind, and the number of courses that you have as well. Like, there isn't many times throughout your normal day that you'd go and have a 3-course meal. Like all of your meals are one course type thing. So again, bear that in mind. Don't do that too frequently. What I like to do with clients when they're on holiday is like, okay, let's get one plate of food throughout the day. Get a good chunk of protein, good chunk of veg, good chunk of minimally processed carbs there if it's possible, and a bit of stuff that you enjoy here or there. And then maybe in the evening we say, right, okay, yeah, get a starter or a dessert as well type of thing. You'll probably want to pick beforehand if you can do it, especially if it's like a normal meal out, where you say not necessarily on holiday, not in a new place. Look at what you want to have and start with that rather than thinking, oh, I should be healthy, I should have the Caesar salad, and then you end up ordering 7 more things and going out and get smashed because you had a shit night and salads suck. And then you also want to put the utensils down between bites, make it about the people that you are with, and chew your food adequately. Now we're back to the actual day that I recorded this at, but I just wanted to break up some of the video lecture-y style stuff, talking about the theory of what I'm doing and then the practical of it. So went up a lighthouse and the view was absolutely insane across the town there. Bit windy, bit hot, and very sickening on the way down looking at those spiral staircases. But it was all fine because we got the best pizza I've ever had in my life. Sourdough Black Dog Pizza is the name of that bad boy, and it was absolutely incredible. Then we went to get our yearly Canon photos. I think we got pictures on these for like the last 15 years, which I definitely need to do a montage of at some point, but unfortunately I fell off the front prancing about. Now for some more food from the final day that I was away. We went down to the harbour for the best fish and chips that Southwold has to offer, because unfortunately the previous best burnt down in a fire and an explosion, which is not ideal, but that's what happens when you cook with a lot of oil. Look at that bit of fish. It was absolutely amazing. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you are drinking while you're on holiday or you're going on a night out in general, here's the things that I'd look at to make sure that you, again, don't go absolutely fucking crazy, because that is not what you want, okay? So what I would look at is, how many drinks did you have last time? Like last time you were on holiday, last time you went for a night out. And how many times was that? Like how many hours was that over? How many times was that, Luke? What are you on about? So that you can get a reasonable idea of how much you drink. Now, obviously you want to gauge that off. Okay, was that a big one? Was that a fairly average one type thing? Then you can use that to sort of plan roughly how many drinks you're going to have per hour. Double it, just in case. Just make some extra room calorie-wise. Okay. And then work out what the calories from all those drinks are, whether that be beers, gin, vodka, whatever it may be. I'm a whiskey man myself, or the Polish vodka with the bison grass is very, very, very nice. He says like he drinks. I mean, I literally had it like 2 years ago, but it is good. It is good. And then just think, what do I think about that number? What do I think about 1,000 calories of alcohol? That's quite a lot. Okay, what can we do to lower that down? Because there's a big difference between saying, yeah, I'm going to have none, I'm going to have one, I'm going to have 2,370. It's quite a lot. It's quite a lot, especially with the more drinks you have, the more likely you are to having more and more and more. So what I would do is you can look to pull that down by something that I have coined the diet mixer masquerade, where say if you're having vodka and Diet Coke, you can just get Diet Coke occasionally. No one's going to fucking know. They're all shit-faced. What are they going to do about it? That's a good one. Or you could get like a half pint of beer instead, or you get a single instead of a double. All of those sorts of things help, or having water between your drinks as well. Again, you can calorie bank like I mentioned previously, but you've got the same pros and cons that apply here, and especially if your inhibitions are going to be even lower, it's not something I'd recommend unless you're very, very good at controlling your urges. Make sure you get plenty of water and electrolytes before you go out and when you get home, and then when you wake up in the morning, so you don't feel like absolute ass, because that is never nice. And then just move on. There's nothing that you can't fix over the next couple of days, but especially if you're on holiday, like when it gets to the next day, don't then go, oh yeah mate, I'm going to start the day with a beer. Like that's probably not a good way to kick things off. And here we have another example of one of the meals I was having while I was away, because it was super easy to prep and get in. So I've just got back, I haven't got any meal prep, so we're going to put together some rice, 2 cans of tuna, which the cat got the remainder of because she's a legend, and why not? Then a little bit of sweet corn, and it's ready to go. Just mix that all up with a bit of salt. So, end of the YouTube video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this vlog so far. If you have, give it a like, give it a subscribe. You know all of that. I'm just going to put this away so I don't look like a drug dealer. I mean, I've still got a Mafia pinky ring, but it is what it is. I did not come here to sell drugs. I am an online coach, so if you want coaching, let me know. If you want drugs, don't let me know. I can't help you with that. So how do I feel the holiday has gone? I feel it's gone pretty damn good. As you will have seen, the majority of my meals are somewhat similar to usual, and then I've shown most of you guys like the nicer stuff that I've had, sort of as and when. Ice cream has been consumed. Man has put ice cream in the plan every single day, because who doesn't want ice cream? Ice cream is great. We always want that. And then, yeah, as you will have seen, smoothie, jam on toast for breakfast, then some sort of chicken rice for lunch, or tuna and rice, that type of thing. And then a protein shake or some oats or all of that sort of stuff here or there. So yeah, I think it's gone really, really well. I think body weight will be somewhat similar, but we will find out. Doesn't really matter because I'm going straight into a diet anyway. So that's the plan of action. Next week, I'm in fact in 2 days. So by the time the next video comes out, I will be dieting a couple of weeks before my graduation as well. So that's going to be an interesting video to film, sort of moving out of my place, graduation, all of that good stuff. So I'll get that filmed. Make sure you are subscribed and all of that to get that. Click the notifications bell and it should be all good. So thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, drop it a like. Make sure you're subscribed, as I say. And if you hate it, give us a dislike. Boost us up in the algorithm anyway with a hate comment. Thank you guys for watching. See you soon.